This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Howdy, everybody, and welcome to the iRacing Formula 3.5 Championship here at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve in lovely Montreal, Canada. I'm Austin. I am joined by Marco Barbonera, and we are here and ready to go for another great day of Formula 3.5 racing.
Absolutely. Hello everyone, hello Austin. Hopefully you are enjoying your holidays like we are doing, and we are so excited to be here in Montreal for the third round of the season. We are coming in just in the last few minutes of qualifying, and we can definitely say it's going to be a great one. I think the way this track, Austin, works with these cars will provide for some exciting action, especially considering the long straights and the way that this car works, especially given the fact that the drivers will have 8 activation of the DRS system per race, so in the entirety of the race. So they will be playing a big part, I think, in the way the drivers will tackle this Montreal round.
Yeah, we got 8 activation per race, and on these long straights, and with the downforce of these cars producing around this high-speed track, it's going to be a mind game on who is going to be using it and when they're going to be using it. So expect a few mind games to be played throughout this race, and expect a very crazy race up front, especially at the most crucial corner, the Wall of Champions, the final chicane right before the start-finish line.
We are just a few minutes away from, just a few seconds away, to be fair, from the beginning of the proceedings. As a matter of fact, all the drivers are already done with their qualifying laps, and I say we can go through the starting grid in just a second for this Montreal round. And here we go then. Team Delisle is on pole position in front of Greg Olson. Very quick both drivers. Rob Bohr with a great qualifying in third, Ed Samborski in fourth, and I am Kevin Steve Holland in fifth and sixth. Joshua Stewart and Jorge Exposito in P8. Andrea Antonini, my fellow countryman, in P9. Alexei Shirotkin in P10. And Reynaldo Augusto, another legendary open-wheel driver in iRacing. And Christophe Urbineau in P12. And then going below, we have Thomas Knoll, the driver who basically spearheaded the charge to have this series broadcasted. Luke Groom, Shane Russell, Alexandre Nico-Gossian, Patrick Letouvet, Christophe Monse, Nicolas Short, Cedric Bill, Steven Warkup, Pablo Donoso, Shirakawa Yuki, and rounding up the grid is James Mallow. And we are just waiting for these guys to, they are waiting just as we are, Austin, for the green lights to come on.
Yeah, we're waiting on one car currently right now, so I'm going to use this time to let everyone know how you can tell if DRS is activated. You see the little slit underneath the wing. If it's open, that means DRS is not activated. But if you can't see through the slit, that means DRS is activated. It might take a little bit of eye training because it's such a small space, but you will certainly know as the lights are coming on right now. The tires are being spun up as there are 5 red lights, and away they go here at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve for another great round of Formula 3.5 racing. Great start out by the drivers up front. Great start by Christopher Herbernal, who's already jumped up 5 spots in 2 corners. A little bit, yeah, we do have an incident in the chicane. That's Thomas Knoll, I believe.
let's see what happened there as Thomas Knoll is sadly running backwards. Apologies for the little bit of technical difficulty we just experienced. Yeah, Thomas Knoll, you can see. Car looks decent, but I think that, yeah, he must have had certainly a problem. Let's see what happened there at the very beginning of the race.
Also around the outside, coming through turn 2, heading into turn 3. I think he may have got bumped from the car on the inside. Yep, car number 20. We saw him get squirmy on the brakes and just unfortunately pushes Noel wide and into the grass, and he gets another lovely tap as all these cars are rocketing down the straight, heading into the final chicane and on for another lap here at Circuit Fields Villeneuve.
Morski, you can see him on the inside, trying to make a move on Rob Burr with his colorful livery. Side by side, we have, I think, our old friend from the IndyCar series, I Am Keenan, in the mix as well.
Locked in a good fight.
Driver from Spain to get past the Italian, so the positions will stay the same, as a mistake from Olson, I think, has promoted, not place, but you know, Burr has really closed in on the driver in second place. Once again, side by side, and Esposito makes the move on Antonini.
You know, you're saying the midfield is going to be crazy here, and Circuit Gilles Villeneuve is absolutely famous for its close racing. Just been drafting these cars, going down these long straights. This is going to bunch up all these cars for some wild action here today, and it is certainly showing here on track in these midfield packs.
Is the best livery of the field, of course, of Patrick Letouvet. He's enjoying life in P13 at the moment in front of hometown favorite Steven Workup, a driver who used to race quite a lot in the IndyCar Open Series, especially, of course, in the more traditional North American splits, the North American time zone that we all know and love, because I've raced there many times in the past. But now I'm getting older, so I stick to the European time slots, especially as a commentator, of course.
Yeah, you stay over in the Euro side, I'll stay in the American side, but we like coming together and just enjoying this great racing.
So that was a bit unlucky, as Sirotkin is also around in the first corner, so Groom and Nico Gossian go by. A chaotic race as per usual, as Letouvet and Sirotkin now, of course, in a fight with the French driver now up to P11 and looking for more. He likes to keep his car clean. Look at the beautiful reflection of the chrome stripe in between the yellow on the front, on the nose of his car.
Yeah, that's chrome on matte. There's a big difference between those two reflectiveness, and it's so beautiful to look at.
Remember, if you have a great livery, you are guaranteed camera time, at least when I'm broadcasting the race. So, if you race this series, or if you race the IndyCar series at night, well, on Friday nights, or the Sim Racers World Series on Wednesdays, you are guaranteed some good shots. So put some effort in your liveries, as the MXS Racing boys certainly did.
You were talking about how the battle for fourth was between two Aussies. Well, the first leading two drivers are from the Aussie-New Zealand area, and we have three drivers in the top four, all of them from the Australian-New Zealand area. So that part of the world getting a great representation here today.
You can see a bit of up and down between the two drivers here in the camera. You can see that some laps Burr is faster, some laps Olson is faster. One thing's for sure, this infighting, even though it's not like a wheel-to-wheel fighting, is not helping them, because Team Delisle is really pushing at 23.46, fastest lap of the race last time around. So he's certainly looking very, very good for a race win tonight. After winning round 1 and finishing second in round 2. Forgot to show the championship points before the race. I absolutely apologize. I felt like I was missing something when we were talking during the intro. So apologies for that. But yeah, he is the leader of the championship as another lap goes by. 0.158 is the gap.
That lap by Tim Delisle, though, 123.62 as the rest of the drivers are setting in 124 flats and 123 nice. Tim Delisle is on another level right now.
Give it gas and hang on, says Luke Groom. Let's have a lap on board with him.
Let's
There
see
I
what's
go.
happening to Steven.
Yeah.
This may have just been a spin on the exit. Yes, it was, and chaos ensues.
I think Reinaldo Augusto made a mistake while we were watching the replay. Side impact with the wall. That is not good. Is his nose still on his car?
Yes, it is.
But damaged.
Yeah, unfortunately. Up to Levolette and Augusto for the battle for ninth. Levolette going down the inside, Augusto around the outside, and he's gonna miss the entire hairpin right now, and he's actually almost gonna fall down a groove, but the speedy gain off the hairpin by taking that crazy wide line is gonna jump him back up the P10, but here comes Groom swinging around the outside. Now we're having a drag race here in Montreal.
Another one of the drivers with a wounded car, of course, with a damaged front wing is the Brazilian driver of Augusto, and so he's a bit slower. You can see clearly from this shot the left side, the right side, on the right side of your screen of his front wing is bent, and hopefully we get a new damage model on this car very soon, next season hopefully, because sorry, F2 as the dominating, you know, step just below F1, but what was the name of the other series? Well, I will think about it as we continue following these fights on track.
As you try to find your history, let's go back to the action with Groom and Patrick Levolette for the battle for P9. These two sitting in the draft, not trying to cause any chaos in these closing laps with just 4 laps remaining here at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. Tim Delisle is just absolutely blowing everyone away. And this is the closest and farthest up battle we have on track. It looks like Christophe Montse might have had an issue because his pace has dropped off. May have paid off for him right there, as it was kind of served as a safety net as Tim Delisle takes the win here at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, but that's not done with the racing just yet, as Leo Vetz and Groom are having a good old fight for P10. They're heading through the hairpin right now. Groom is in the draft behind Patrick Leo Vetz. So flying down the front straight, DRS is activated for Groom. We're going to have a knuckle-to-knuckle fight heading into the Wall of Champions.
Oh!
Leo Vetz does not have DRS. Groom setting up onto the inside, very late on the brakes. Leo Vetz sends it. Groom's going to have to follow. Does not hit the Wall of Champions, and Leo Vetz is going to hold it off for P9, right in front of Luke Groom for P10.
Well, his car looked pretty fine on our screens, and now here we go with the race results from the Montreal round with the points, which are not these points because I think they are mightily wrong, but nonetheless, here are the final race results from... Well, tell you what, just give me a second, because we have updated our you know, point scoring system.